And in stepping back, again, that process of two tiers of regress that are very closely intertwined, wherein we're breaking apart a statement into its components, breaking an idea into its components, and then also noting the assumptions that come along the way. So it fans out the further back you get. It fans out the further back you get until you start coming across increasingly fundamental, not fundamental as in unquestionable or bedrock or cannot be broken down any further, but rather fundamental ideas, fundamental principles, in the sense that you tend to use them over and over again. That many of your more complex ideas, many of your more complex cognitive tools are different arrangements of some of these principles, like isness. And at those points where deconstruction breaks down, where deconstruction does not serve to reduce a given idea into smaller components, either due to perhaps a fundamental quality of the thing, or because we just can't figure out how to break it into smaller pieces. The predicate skepticism serves us well there, where we can say, isness. I have difficulty breaking this down into a series of simpler propositions. So instead I'll go to predicate skepticism, and I'll say that maybe it's just not true. Maybe isness is not a reliable quality. For many people, this process leads into a sense of nihilism, where rather than continuing a search for the origins of meaning or the qualities of meaning, that one comes to grasp, one comes to accept the idea that there simply is none, that meaning itself may well be a trick of consciousness, and that it is not innate to environment, not innate to ourselves, and cannot be imposed, cannot be fairly imposed or interpolated into one's environment. That to say a thing is meaningful is essentially to lie. Many philosophers with whom I tend to agree have said that this process of deconstruction will necessarily lead one to this nihilism, that the only way to prevent a descent into nihilism with the self-application of deconstruction is to either just arbitrarily put a start point, recognize it as arbitrary, but decide that that arbitrariness is as good will ever be, and that all that we have come to call good is ultimately derived from that arbitrariness. So if good is arbitrary, and this good is arbitrary, we have lost nothing. Still others have sought to dissuade us from pursuing this course of action by presenting, in their view, propositions which do not lend themselves to that deconstructive process or call into question the value of it to begin with.